over 60, this sleep mistake could double your dementia risk, doctor explains. What if I told you that one of the most powerful ways to protect your brain from dementia doesn't cost a penny, doesn't require medication, and yet millions of people get it wrong every single night? Before we begin, I want to ask you a simple question. How many hours of sleep did you get last night? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're interested in protecting your memory, staying independent as you age, and learning science-backed health advice, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Every week, we share practical strategies to help you live a longer, healthier life. Now let's talk about something that may completely change the way you think about sleep. Most people believe dementia is simply part of getting older. They assume memory loss is unavoidable. But modern research tells a very different story. A major study involving more than 300,000 adults found that people with the poorest sleep habits had a 76% higher risk of developing dementia compared to those with the healthiest sleep patterns. Even more concerning, the risk of vascular dementia, a form of dementia caused by poor blood flow to the brain, was more than twice as high. Think about that for a moment. Something you do every single night may influence how your brain functions decades from now. To understand why, we need to understand what your brain is actually doing while you sleep. Many people think sleep is simply a time when the brain switches off. In reality, some of the brain's most important work happens while you're asleep. Throughout the day, your brain produces waste products. Every thought, memory, and activity generates metabolic waste that needs to be removed. Scientists have discovered a remarkable cleaning network known as the glymphatic system. Think of it as your brain's overnight cleaning crew. During deep sleep, this system removes harmful waste products, including proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. Every night, your brain is essentially cleaning and repairing itself. But here's the problem. This cleaning process happens most effectively during deep sleep. If your sleep is too short, interrupted, or poor in quality, your brain doesn't get enough time to complete the job. Imagine hiring a cleaning crew but forcing them to leave halfway through their shift every night. At first, the mess may not seem noticeable. But over months and years, the buildup becomes significant. The same thing can happen inside the brain. Harmful proteins accumulate. Brain cells become stressed. Communication between neurons becomes less efficient. And the frightening part is that this process may begin decades before symptoms ever appear. Dementia doesn't start when someone forgets a name. It doesn't start when a diagnosis is made. The disease process often begins 20 or even 30 years earlier. That's why sleep habits during your 50s and 60s are so important. Another major study found that adults who regularly slept 6 hours or less were significantly more likely to develop dementia later in life than those who consistently slept around 7 hours. Yet many people proudly say they only need 5 or 6 hours of sleep. They believe they've adapted. But adaptation is not the same as protection. You may become accustomed to feeling tired, but your brain still pays the price. One of the most fascinating findings from recent research is that poor sleep may actually accelerate brain aging. Brain scans have shown that people with poor sleep often have brains that appear older than their actual age. Imagine being 65 years old but having a brain that appears several years older. That's exactly what some studies suggest. And what's especially concerning is that many people don't realize it's happening. The early signs are subtle. You walk into a room and forget why you went there. You struggle to find the right word during a conversation. You misplace things more often. You have trouble concentrating. Everyone experiences these moments occasionally, but when they become more frequent, it's worth paying attention. This is where I want to talk about something deeper than statistics. Because when we talk about dementia, we're not really talking about numbers. We're talking about memories. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about the moments that make life meaningful. Imagine sitting with your family at a holiday gathering. Your children are laughing. Your grandchildren are sharing stories. Everyone is enjoying the moment, but you struggle to remember a name, or a memory, or a story you've told for years. Dementia doesn't just affect memory. It affects identity. It affects independence. It affects the ability to connect with the people you love most. That's why protecting your brain matters. It's not simply about living longer. It's about maintaining the ability to enjoy the life you've built. For many years, I worked irregular shifts in emergency medicine. Like many healthcare workers, I often worked nights and slept during the day. At first, I thought I was managing well. But over time, I noticed the effects. My sleep became unpredictable. I struggled to fall asleep when I needed to. I felt tired even after spending enough time in bed. Looking back, I realized how much disrupted sleep affected my overall health and well-being. The more research I read, the more convinced I became that sleep is not a luxury. Sleep is not wasted time. Sleep is one of the most important investments you can make in your future health. So what does poor sleep actually look like? It often means sleeping less than 7 hours regularly. It may mean difficulty falling asleep, waking frequently throughout the night, feeling exhausted during the day, needing naps just to function, snoring heavily, or waking up feeling unrefreshed no matter how long you've been in bed. Many people experience these problems and assume they're simply part of getting older, but they shouldn't be ignored. One of the biggest misconceptions involves alcohol. Many people believe a drink before bed helps them sleep. While alcohol may help you fall asleep faster, it actually reduces sleep quality. It disrupts deep sleep and causes more fragmented sleep throughout the night. As a result, you may spend 8 hours in bed and still wake up feeling exhausted. Caffeine can have a similar effect. Many people underestimate how long caffeine remains active in the body. A cup of coffee in the afternoon may still affect your sleep later that night. Even if you fall asleep, the quality of your sleep may suffer. Then there's technology. For millions of people, the last thing they see before bed is a screen. Smartphones, tablets, and televisions keep the brain stimulated when it should be winding down. The light from screens can interfere with melatonin production, while endless scrolling keeps the mind active. One simple change that can dramatically improve sleep is keeping your phone out of the bedroom. Another common but often overlooked problem is sleep apnea. Millions of adults have sleep apnea without realizing it. If you snore loudly, wake up gasping for air, experience morning headaches, or feel exhausted despite sleeping for many hours, sleep apnea may be the cause. Left untreated, sleep apnea can increase the risk of dementia, heart disease, stroke, and many other health problems. Fortunately, it is treatable and treatment can be life-changing. So what can you do to improve your sleep? The first step is consistency. Wake up at the same time every day, including weekends. This helps regulate your body's internal clock and improves sleep quality over time. The second step is getting morning sunlight. Spend at least 10 minutes outside shortly after waking up. Natural daylight helps strengthen your circadian rhythm and makes it easier to fall asleep later. Third, create a sleep-friendly environment. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Fourth, exercise regularly. Physical activity improves sleep quality and overall health. Fifth, manage stress. Writing down your worries or tomorrow's tasks before bed can help quiet a busy mind. Sixth, avoid large meals close to bedtime. Seventh, limit alcohol in the evening. Eighth, establish a relaxing bedtime routine. Ninth, avoid excessive daytime naps. And finally, treat sleep as a priority rather than an afterthought. Too often, people sacrifice sleep to make room for everything else. But sleep affects almost every aspect of health. It influences memory, mood, heart health, metabolism, immunity, and long-term brain function. As we come to the end of this video, I want you to remember one simple message. Every night, your brain has an opportunity to repair itself, remove waste, strengthen memories, and prepare for the future. But it can only do that if you give it the sleep it needs. The science is becoming clearer every year. Poor sleep increases the risk of cognitive decline. Poor sleep accelerates brain aging. Poor sleep affects memory, concentration, and overall health. Yet better sleep can help protect your brain, improve your quality of life, and support healthy aging. The choices you make tonight may influence how your brain functions 10, 20, or even 30 years from now. So before you stay up later than planned, before you scroll through your phone one more time, before you tell yourself you'll catch up on sleep later, remember this. Your future brain depends on the habits you build today. Sleep is not simply rest. Sleep is protection. Sleep is repair. Sleep is medicine. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. How many hours do you sleep each night? And what is your biggest challenge when it comes to getting quality sleep? If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give it a like, and share it with someone you care about. A simple conversation about sleep today could help protect someone's memory tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, sleep well, and I'll see you in the next video.